Hey guys, Michael J. Solar here, and welcome to another episode of Stuck in a Truck. So I was thinking about this on the way down here. Of course, obviously, I'm starting to really get into these stuck in a truck things, and I think about a lot of stuff as I'm driving down the road. And today's video was going to be a little bit about Y Power. So I'm going to see if we can zip in there. And those are my notes in the Y Power. But what I really wanted to discuss is something that I find to be going on more and more and more, is that there's a lot of haters out there. And I know there's haters for every single person that's out there. I mean, they come up with millions of excuses. And the truth be told is, what makes us all great is when we come together, and not in a negative light. But I want to tell you a little story about some creatures that live in the ocean that is going to be mind-blowing here in a second. And since we're based in Maryland, it's sort of going to go into play. So Maryland is famous for crabs, and that's the animal I want to talk about right now. So what's unique about a crab is that they're one of the most versatile creatures in the ocean. They can swim, they can crawl sideways, up and downs, they filter the water, they can crawl up poles, they can go through coral reefs, they can go anywhere and everywhere. They're an amazing creature to think about. And apparently if you live in Maryland, they're really good to eat. But they share a really neat characteristic with humans, and that is the fact that they crowd. They love to go into the crowd and be a part of the crowd. So when you really think about how versatile a crab is, what's neat about them is that if you really think about crab fishing, which I've had the opportunity to go multiple times out crabbing, is that the crab cages that are put out there to catch them, there's a hole. And the hole doesn't even have a trap door. It's like literally just they go in. And these crabs are fully capable of literally climbing right back out and leaving. But the amazing thing is that these crab fishermen, just all they do is lift it up, and they don't even walk out. They stay right in there. And it blows my mind, but then I started to figure something out. And this is what's really neat about hate and crowd control and things like that, is this. So when the first crab goes in to eat the food that's in there, the bait, what happens is another crab comes along and he sees it and he walks in too. And then the next crab goes in, and the next crab goes in, and they're all sharing the food. Well, sooner or later that food is gone. There's no more food in there. There's no more bait in there. But the amazing thing is the other crabs are like, hey, what's going on? Is there more crabs in there? Is there more food in there? What's going on? I must be a part of this too. If there's a bunch of crabs, I need to go in there too. So more crabs keep going in and keep going in and keep going in. And before you know it, even without the bait, you pull it up, and this crab cage is full of crabs. And the other crabs only went in there because they saw other crabs. This is very similar to the whole, on Facebook, we hate this person on that person. Oh, be this, that, and the other thing. Imagine if we started telling people how good they are, good for you. Let me help you build your business. Let me help you share. Let's help each other. We have the same abilities to do those things, but we tend to just gravitate to the negatives. And we tend to get on the bandwagons to the negatives. And what you don't realize is, just like those crabs, is that when you go into that line of it, you're not even benefiting by hating on people. You're not even helping, you're not hurting, you're just destroying yourself and the other person simultaneously. For what? You're going to be pulled out of the ocean just like that crab was out of that cage, and you're going to get put on someone's plate to be eaten. Instead, help the other crabs escape. And here's the other part that's amazing. So I went on YouTube and I watched crabs in a crab pot, and what's really neat is this: as the other crabs try to get out, right? So some crabs are smart enough to say, I'm going to get out of this. And they start to crawl out. The crab crowd will yank that crab back in and rip their fins off, rip their legs off, prevent them from leaving and bettering themselves out in the ocean. Just like humans. That is the human characteristic, where when you see somebody doing better for themselves, instead of backing them, instead of encouraging them, instead of doing what they need and what you should do for them, it won't hurt you to do it. You knock them. You tell them they're going to fail. You tell them that they're fat. You tell them that they're ugly. You knock what they're doing, and don't do that anymore. Stop. Be like the crab that was trying to get out, or help them. Help them get out. Help them change their life. We're here. We're able to do it. We need you to help it. You could be your own change. That's what it all comes down to. Helping one another, making a difference, making a change. Don't be the crabs. Go out there and support others for their success, and they too will support you for you to make your changes to achieve those points. Stop being a negative Nancy's and get out there and do that. Don't be the crab. See you next week.